Good morning. You're listening to Westchester Talk Radio, which is produced by Shark Creative and also made possible by Entergy Indian Point Energy Center, where they're literally helping keep the lights on and continue to support the community as they always have right through April of 2021. Also, Hightower Westchester, fiduciary wealth advisors where transparency, knowledge, and integrity are paramount. Look for their podcast series on demand at teams.hightoweradvisors.com/team/Westchester/media room. Well, this morning I have the privilege of welcoming our isolation therapy. This is episode number 26 with some very, very special guests. We're living in a new reality here. We take a moment to recognize some of our local heroes, and COVID is a global issue. But we take a step back and we look at what local communities are doing to play their part. And today we're joined by members from the Portchester Brook Rotary Club, a local nonprofit organization which does wonderful things for the community. And we're also joined by the captain from the local Salvation Army to provide some insight around their outreach projects and to help the community with the help of the Rotary Club. So welcome, everybody. It's really wonderful to see you, and it's nice to spend a little time with you. Let me start with Kenny Karras, the current president of the Portchester Brook Rotary Club. Kenny, could you provide us a little bit about the club along with all the things that you're doing?
Sure, and thank you, Andrew, for having us today. So a little bit about our club. We are nearly a century. Yeah, we've been operating for nearly a century now. We've been servicing our community in a number of different ways. We have taken up a variety of different initiatives, all focused on helping the needs of the community. So one of our biggest focuses is on food insecurity. We do currently and have continued to work with this local organization known as Food to Grow On for a number of years now. And a little about that program is that we collect food and provide food for children, school children, to take home who don't have, necessarily the access to food as many children do. So we really try to help bridge that gap with regards to the need. And another really big, important initiative that we like to focus on is education access. As a club, we do provide scholarships on a yearly basis to 3 candidates as we see fit. And we like to think that this is helping not only the local children, but when they go on and they come back to the community, they remember that we help them get to that next step with regards to their education. And we hope that they pass that along and just make the community better in that respect.
Kenny, thank you. And thanks for everything that you're doing there. It really means a lot to the entire community. I know your club is in the process of helping the Salvation Army as they're one of the local organizations that are helping those in need within the community. And Captain Margaret, who's with us, would you mind please giving us an overview of the need and how your organization is outreaching to helping all of those who do need you?
Absolutely. And Kenny, I actually just wanted to mention that we have 2 Food to Grow On volunteers helping us. And at this very moment, we're really grateful for them. So the Salvation Army in Portchester, we've been serving the Portchester community since 1886. So we've been here for about 134 years. And as the community changes and as the needs shift, we're so grateful that we have the internal ability to change our outreach to meet the needs and fill the gap of however the community needs us. When COVID-19 really took hold of our community, we knew that we immediately needed to start feeding people because as people stayed home, food insecurity grew. And we originally started doing food boxes, and we saw very quickly how dangerous that was for people because of lines. So we shut down our operation for 4 days. That's how quickly it all happened, 4 days. And in those 4 days, we came up with the home delivery system. We accessed the Google free hotline. We created one. We spread it through social media and word of mouth to our current clients. And it spread within a week. We had we went from about 50 families to over 300 families, and then it just kind of blew up from there. And the hotline has been key to maintaining the organization of people calling in for their needs. And how it works in a nutshell is that somebody who is in need will call the hotline, or they can now access the Google form directly, and we do have that information on hand publicly. Um, they will leave their basic information, and we coordinate all of that into a form. My husband actually comes up with the routes. We do 14 routes, and we have to put a cap on 100 families per day just because of resources. We do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday deliveries, so approximately 300 to 400 deliveries per week, which is about 15 to 1,800 residents per week that we serve meals to. We're currently entering in next week into week 9, week 9, and we have helped to date about 10,600 residents in the Port Chester Rybrook area. We have collected, boxed, and distributed over 140,000 pounds of food. We're actively working with 96 volunteers on rotation, both with packing and with delivering. And it's been such a blessing to so many. We've had people in the community who've wanted to volunteer and help their neighbors, but they didn't know how. And this offers a safe way for them to do it. And it's a very quick and reliable way for people in the community to gain food. And we do make sure that the food boxes have enough food in them to last residents roughly 4 to 5 days worth of meals. Yeah, and it's an amazing thing to see. Our gym is completely transformed, and I think that it's allowed for us to reach out to people in the community, for them to see what the Salvation Army is, who we are, what we're capable of, and we are not able to do it without the help of groups, without our volunteers, and certainly not without people wanting to partner with us and come alongside us in this, like the Rotary Club. So we're grateful to have this meeting and to be here with all of you today.
That is truly tremendous, Captain Margaret. I mean, over 10,000 people, 140,000 pounds of food. You know, I have a warm spot in my heart for Port Chester. I'm from Port Chester originally. So, you know, what you guys are doing there is just extraordinary. So thank you for all of those efforts. We also have Bridget Dix, who's running the Port Chester Rybrook COVID-19 Helpers Organization, and Michael Goldstein, a Rotarian, who are both involved in packing and delivering the food. So perhaps the both of you could provide us a little insight on your daily routine throughout this whole epidemic.
Yes, thank you. So when COVID-19 first started affecting New York, I was looking for ways that I could help my neighbors. And one of my neighbors named Rebecca Olenig, and I thought of a group called Rybrook Port Chester COVID Helpers. And we got a lot of interest from people in the area that were looking to volunteer. And we wanted to help get food supplies and other items to the people in the area. And we learned about the Salvation Army that was trying to distribute food in a safe manner, which was something that was, of course, a concern for us. And so we teamed up with them, and many members of the group did as well, to deliver boxes 3 days a week to families in need. And when the food was running low, we were able to collect donations to the community, to transport with the Salvation Army. And it's really, really just been so rewarding. Sorry, my mouth's getting dry.
That's okay.
It's really been so rewarding to take part in this group, because Margaret and her team are truly so kind, so organized. They work tirelessly to make sure that everybody can get the food they need. And so I'm really happy to be helping with such a wonderful organization that's doing great things during this hard time for so many people in our area.
Thank you very much, Bridget. Michael, do you want to add to that as well?
I view myself as a real sort of connection between groups and people like that. I belong to a lot of different groups here. And when the food crisis struck, I did also find the Salvation Army after volunteering at a number of different food places, which to myself, like Bridget mentioned, I didn't feel safe there. They were, too crowded, too close together, things like that. So again, going back to connecting things. So from one part, I have the Salvation Army with this need of people and food and money. Okay, the other part, I have the Rotarian that I've been for 6 years now, and we look for service. So to me, it was that perfect connection. Okay, just getting the two together, just from a day-to-day thing of what I do on Monday through Wednesdays. Okay, is my son and I, we drive up, our car is sprayed with a decontaminant of mainly deionized water, which I never knew existed. So it's cleaned. From that perspective, they load the boxes into our car. Margaret hands me a slip of paper with between 7 and 9 different families where a box is going to get dropped off. So remember, I haven't touched anything yet. She takes my temperature and my son's temperature, and off we go. No contact on the other side. Okay, essentially is we're going to leave the box on a doorstep. If there is a doorbell, I'll bang it with my elbow. If not, okay, one of the things Captain Margaret did mention, everybody is called that their food is coming. So it's their responsibility to make sure they go out and get the box once we leave it there on their porch. And I just want to finish up with the feeling that you get in your heart when you, on a nice day, I deliver a box and I hear some kids screaming from like the second floor window because it was open. The food is here. The food is here. You can't get any better than that.
Michael, you hit the nail on the head with that for sure. You always get back way more than what you put in, right? You get back tenfold. So, again, I applaud your efforts and Bridget, your efforts. And it's amazing to see how so many people come together and that a system is in place and it's working. And that's all thanks to you guys. So once again, thank you, Michael and Bridget. I want to now turn it over to Jerry Ploss, who is one of the longest standing members, along with being the treasurer of the club. And he'll talk a little bit about some previous projects along with the donation that we want to give to the Salvation Army for the current project. Jerry?
There we go. Thank you, Andrew. Yes, Rotary's motto has been service above self. And over the years, our club has worked towards fulfilling that motto. Major catastrophes that we've been involved in and helping people recover from them were Haiti, which was devastated by Hurricane Matthew, and Staten Island, where houses were washed away or wiped out, totally wiped out by Superstorm Sandy. In addition, when United Hospital closed, people in the area were afraid, and the volunteer ambulance corps was also that there wouldn't be enough emergency cars to cover the area. And so we, our club and the Rotary Club, partnered and raised enough money to purchase a fully equipped fly car, and that was presented to the Portchester Volunteer Ambulance Corps. And maybe you've seen it around town. It's a SUV with EMS on it, and the windows have all the major contributors plastered on the windows and back. As Kenny mentioned, we also support the Food to Grow On program, which really was formed to provide food to hungry children who get food at school through the federal food program, but have no food during the weekends. So what we have done is pack food bags to be distributed. And originally we were packing about 25 bags a week. We are now up to 210 bags of food every school week. So that's been very successful, and we thank the Food to Grow On program for everything they do for the children. Kenny also mentioned our scholarship program, which we have been running for approximately 20 years. We have, over that period, we have given out grants just about $200,000 over the years to students in the community for higher education. Other smaller projects include computers that we sent down to Guatemala for the school kids in Guatemala, cooking classes for the needy children, and dinner at noon for the seniors. We've also backed in contributions to the community Little Leagues, teams, Boy Scouts, United Way, Volunteer Ambulance Corps mentioned before, YMCA, and even the Salvation Army. We long history of ringing the bell for the Salvation Army. Well, now we're faced with this COVID-19 problem, and I saw today that the total of people who died from it is 328,000, over 328,000, which is quite a terrible tragedy. The Salvation Army has gotten involved in it and does a tremendous job. So in order to help them out, we're going to present you with a check in the amount of $5,000 to help you continue the tremendous job you're doing in the community. Thank you for all you do.
Jerry, that's really amazing. Captain Margaret, did you want to respond to that a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much. We know and we understand that donor dollars are people's way of showing their support and trust in the work that we do. So thank you so much. We are an organization where our mission, our core mission, is to meet human need in His name as a Christian organization without discrimination. We strive to give our very best, to always serve with dignity. And we're so grateful for your support in that. We appreciate the Rotary's constant dependability to come alongside us in such practical ways to make sure that we can do the most good that we can with the resources given to us. So thank you. Thank you to our volunteers who are here, Bridget and Michael, who they've been with us since day one, and they have seen the good and the difficult, and they've seen us with food, and they've seen us struggling to get a hold of it, but there's always been provision, and we just look forward to continue helping our neighbors in need for as long as we need to, and you're helping to make that possible.
Well said, Captain Margaret, and thank you, Jerry. It is always so nice to see the community come together and helping each other, especially now more than ever. So at this moment, I want to turn it over to Roman Chiosik, another longstanding Rotarian member, to kind of wrap things up. And Roman, thank you for helping put all this together.
Yeah, Andrew, just I know we've known each other for probably 20 plus years, and really like on a personal, on a business level, we appreciate what you're doing. I know you're doing a ton of these podcasts, and we clearly appreciate your time. I think I listened to about 20 of them so far. So thank you for that. I think now more than ever, it's about the relationships and about having a path forward and trying to work together collectively. Rotary, being involved in the club for 20 years, we appreciate sort of the friendship and everybody else helping behind it. Captain Margaret, what you do is clearly amazing, and we appreciate all of that. So what I did want to kind of make a reference to, so our club is going to be celebrating our 100-year anniversary next year, which is an amazing part. I mean, Rotary has many levels. On a local level, there's a national level, and there's also an international level, which Rotary is about a $1.2 million people part of the organization across the world. So clearly being part of this larger community is beneficial, and we're all playing our part. So look forward to some sort of more information out next year around our anniversary, as we're proud of what we do, and we're proud of the organization, and so look forward to that. Do look us up, as we're always trying to find members and people that want to participate on a local level. We do have a Facebook site, And the website's Portchester Rye Brook Rotary. You'll find us on Facebook. And the last part is, if you do want to donate, there will be a link on here, which Andrew and I will create, and we'll be sending this around, obviously. So please try to help Salvation Army as well and in their efforts. So thank you very much, everybody. And Andrew, again, for your time.
My pleasure. Once again, you have been listening to Westchester Talk Radio, which is produced by Shark Creative and made possible by a host of our sponsors. I want to thank everybody on the call today, all the wonderful effort that's going in, to help the Salvation Army and our friends at the Portchester Rye Brook Rotary Club. Just awesome. That's all I can say about that. So have a wonderful day, everybody. We'll be back in touch, and we'll help spread this out.